Hey, I hope all is going well and you're having a beautiful, blessed day. And today I want to share with you my sermon notes from this past weekend. We are still in the sermon series on forgiveness, and this week we studied how we can fix broken relationships. So, bullet point number 1 on this message is to handle anger appropriately. And the verse that illustrates this point is found in Ephesians, and it's chapter 4, verses 26 and 27, and it says this: Be angry, and yet in your anger, do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger, and do not let the devil get an opportunity. So we should have the right to be angry, but in our anger, we should take steps to take a breather, separate ourselves from what's making us angry. That way we could clear our head and not sin against somebody that we love or something that we hold important, because we don't want to mess up that relationship we have with people. Bullet point number 2, ask forgiveness repeatedly. And the verses that illustrate this point is found in the book of 1 John, chapter 4, verses 20 and 21. And it says, if someone says, I love God, and yet hates his brother, he is a liar. For the one who does not love his brother, whom he has seen, cannot love God, whom he has not seen. And this commandment we have from him, that the one who loves God should also love his brother. And again, that is 1 John chapter 4, verses 20 and 21. Bullet point number 3. We need to offer forgiveness freely. And the verse that illustrates this, or the verses that illustrates this, comes from Ephesians chapter 4, verses 31 and 32. And it says, let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you, along with all malice. Be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving each other, just as God in Christ also has forgiven you. Bullet point number 4 is recognize that God holds us responsible for us. Meaning, God does not hold us responsible for anything somebody or the other party in the relationship did. But it is so easy to think that all of the responsibility for the relationship that we had falling apart is solely on the other person. Is solely on the other person. Where, in fact, it is on both of us. Both parties that were in the relationship have a responsibility of why the relationship went wrong. Because we each are called to be responsible for our own actions. And so our memory verse for this week comes from Romans chapter 12, and it's verse 18, and it says, if possible, so far as it depends on you, be at peace with all men. So far as it depends on you. Sometimes there are going to be times where you can't be at peace with everybody and have a relationship that is still intact. Sometimes being at peace with all men means that you have to separate yourself from somebody that you love in order to get that peace. But in getting that peace requires not telling your pain story over and over again, like we discussed in a week that has passed. Not telling your pain story over and over again, and not slandering or talking bad about anybody that has hurt you. Because if you live in that pain, you're allowing that person to hurt you over and over and over again. And honestly, that does take some work to be in a place with God where you could say, okay, God, I give this to you. I fully give this to you. And I'm going to let you take control of it. And I'm not going to live in that pain anymore. But I pray that you would take this as a challenge and not live in that pain anymore. And speaking of challenge, there are a couple things I want to leave you with. One is the Romans 12 challenge. The Romans 12 challenge is to read Romans 12 every day for the rest of the month. And when you read Romans 12, pick a different aspect of the chapter to focus on and put into practice each week. The second challenge I want to give you is the Jim Elliot challenge. Jim Elliot was a well-known missionary who was killed along with his friends by a tribe that was an unreached tribe in the jungle. And Jim Elliot is famous for saying, wherever you are, be all there. So the challenge part of this is to go tech free for 1 hour each day for the rest of the month. So often we get caught up in our technology, in our cell phones and our tablets, and in everything we have around us. So be tech free and be all there in your relationships. Give everything we have to a relationship for at least 1 hour a day, every single day, and see how it changes you. I hope that all is going well. I will talk to you guys later, and have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye-bye.